Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to channel. It's Maverick here with another episode of Shaman King. So, last episode, Yo has just suffered his first loss, so he's got one final chance to go for the preliminaries and attend the actual big tournament, of course. And we already know that his last enemy is going to be Ren, who apparently has had a bit of a power-up, right? And so, in this episode, if my memory serves me correct, it should be more of an in-betweener kind of episode. Yo's gonna have to find a way to power himself up, you know, the classic shonen kind of training arc or whatnot, right? Although I don't really think it's an arc, question mark. We'll see about that. Especially since, with the adaptation, they are certainly going to be trying to cut down on the in-between parts, right? Now, with that being said, though, there are a few important characters that are introduced in this in between arc, so it's still kind of important, but mostly I don't think there's going to be any action. In any case, let's get into the episode and find out how exactly they adapt this particular situation. Alright, let's begin in 3, 2, 1, play. Alright. Who is that voice? Hey. Oh, is this actually the first time we see Manta's back family in the anime? I do believe so. Yeah. Yeah, I do believe this is the first time we see his where his family situation in the anime. Well, I guess even in the manga, this should be the first time we understand his situation. So yeah, Manta's kind of like a big deal, right? Or at least his family does. And man, I don't really want to spoil anything, but Manta's family turns out to be more important than I initially gave him credit for. Although that happened like really later on into the series. I mean, I'll be honest. I certainly wasn't expecting that kind of situation to develop. Okay, I should probably not do that. But, the high notes for this song, just like all other Shibara-san songs, are ones where you really want to belt out the lyrics as well. I have a dream. There he is. Oh, let's see. I mean, I think the situation is fairly self-evident, right? Although, all things considered. I have to say though, Determine Yo is also probably one of my favorite, variations of Yo. Determined, confident Yo, which we'll see more of in the future. Okay, here we go. ええ。Although, all things considered, though, that is a little bit ironic, right? Going to America to learn the art of sushi. You know, I don't think I quite caught onto the irony when I was young, but right now at my age, I'm just like, that doesn't really make much sense, right? Yeah. Don't worry about that. Don't worry about that. Yeah, they're really just like blazing through this as well. But then again, this is the most important part. So a lot of the other stuff is yeah, we'll see. We'll see how they end this episode, right? I'm betting on the fact that they will probably end this within one episode, but by the way, I called it a training arc, but in actuality, the arc does not focus on the training. Hey, I already came this far. Look at the height difference. Best place. Yeah, sometimes that is for the best. Hey, here we go. Anna will always be my best girl from this series, but she is definitely number two. And then again, these two. If there's any small and long one that brings calamity, it's probably you two. By the way, for Tomo, you guys can Google images of when she's grown up. Like she grows up fine. I'm telling you guys. I think here she's supposed to be about 12 or maybe 13. And yeah, that guy is really, oh my god. Now this is one thing that I couldn't get even when I was so, I've been talking through the past few episodes about how the anime adaptation of Shaman King, even the original adaptation, really um, makes it a lot more childish, I guess you could say. Hold on, hold on. Anyways, as I was saying, even though the anime goes very far as to trivialize a lot of the more bloody and dark scenes, I'm really surprised that this actually got through the censors, right? If it wasn't obvious, that's a ball sack.
ってくれたわね。臆病者のあんたがそこまでしてくれてありがとうって言ってるの。旦那様、でも私気にしないで。みんなでよう迎えに行くわよ。
Although I've always had my yeah, they're holy crap. They how long are we? Far long are we? 15 minutes? Wow. They crammed at least like 3 chapters or whatnot into here.
他人が邪魔していいわけがない。私たちはよう信じて待つことしかできないのよ。
Now, you know, I've always had my suspicions that Tamao, you know, becomes Yo's mistress or something of that sort. But since there is a sequel out, well.
もうあと10メートル。よー、久しぶりだな。
Yo is Yo.
それではどうぞごゆっくりなさってください。
Yeah, Tamao is the one who can cook and you know, do all the lady stuff.
考えれば考えるほどきつかったんよ。でも考えるのはやめた。今はただ前に進むしかない。いずれなんとかなるだろうってな。いつもらしいや。ま、あんたにしてはよくやったんじゃないの？それにしても参ったよね。まさかヨウ君の実家がこんなにでかいなんて。
Well,
昔はなんか大勢人がいたみたいだけどな。なあ、タマオ。はい。シャーマンの力が人々に求められていた時代には門下生を含め最高171名おりました。でも今ではこの家も陽明様と恵子様たちだけに。そういやじいちゃんと母ちゃん見ねえな。はい。陽明様は政界の方と談合、恵子様は地元婦人会の旅行で中国へ出かけております。それでいいのか君んちは。陽君が命がけで頑張ってんのに。まあ基本的にうちは放任主義だからな。そんな放任主義あるかい。
I also love how they really don't, you know. Ah, here we go. Here we go. Right. You would think that, you know, they would be having this conversation a long time ago, right? You should have act surprised that, hey, here's Manta and whatnot, but no. Right, Shimikami is a sort of, I guess you could call it a sort of guardian spirit. Whoosha. Hey, level up. And of course, by saying this, that unlocks things in the future as well, right? Yeah, now that we know that an oversoul can evolve, it opens up a lot of possibilities for the future. I mean, this is a shonen after all, right? So the main character still needs to, go through, fight, and all that, and continue to grow his abilities and whatnot. Now we should be back to Rin, right? Yep. Alright, this is kind of like going back before, basically talking about how he got this entire thing. Got the horse and whatnot. Go! Alright, I think that's it. See you guys after this. Alrighty guys, so as I said before, this episode is more of an in-between episode where nothing really happens. It's just to allow us to see Yo's power up. And by the way, if you think that this might be, the fact that this episode went by so fast and Yo just instantly got a power up, is that like something that the adaptation left out or whatnot? No, even in the original, the offer is just like, okay, here he goes into the cave, out he comes, and now his power has gone up. It's actually not the last time we're gonna see something like this either. I guess you could say this is this could be constituted as a criticism of the original work and the offer, but I guess there's pros and cons for each, right? At the very least, each time that something like this happens, we do get to see the power up, and there is a reasoning for the power up that they get, right? It's always they acquire something, they go to some place, etc., and so they gain this power up, right? They just choose to forgo showing the exacts as to how they get it, right? Like I said, for not Shaman, for Shonen, there is this idea of a training arc, right? But that happens very, very rarely. In fact, I can't even remember if it happened or not in Shaman King. I kind of feel like there's probably at least one somewhere, but memory escapes me right now, right? So this is like classic what Shaman King, how they like to do this stuff, just go into a cave, stay there for 7 days and 7 nights, come out, and then, hey, you powered up, you can now do something that you couldn't do before, right? I guess, in a way, though, it does, the pros for this would definitely be that, hey, at least we save some time, nobody wants to, in some methods, you could say this sort of power up or training arc is a foregone conclusion anyways. We know that the main character is going to gain his abilities at the very end, so, why not just skip the entire thing and just make it so, right? So, I guess you could argue for either side. Now, regardless of that, though, still, this episode, blazed through, once again, at least 4 chapters, I feel. And we got the entire Manta situation, we have the entire situation with the introduction of Tamao and whatnot. And by the way, in the original, I feel like that was, it was a lot harsher than was shown here, right? Tamao utilized her abilities to really, beat the other two within an inch of their lives and something of that sort. Finally stopped by Anna and whatnot, and at a very crucial point as well, just as she was about to completely obliterate them. But yeah, in any case, Tamao, again, she's probably my second best girl from the series. Though, I guess that's kind of, Anyway, she's cute, alright? She's cute. And as I said, go look up how she looks in the future when they're all grown up, because Shaman King actually does have a sequel, even though I don't really read it. And then we get to see Tamao all grown up and whatnot, and man, she is an absolute babe, right? And they actually do still stay together after the end of this series, but I'm not gonna go there. Again, that kind of constitutes as spoilers, right? Beyond that, what else from this episode is noteworthy? We learn about Yo's family, the Asakura family. We learn about Manta's family, the Omiyata, or however you pronounce it, family. And once again, that is quite important. We will be seeing that in the future as well, but that is still yet to come, right? We are only on episode 8 of the series. I do believe this is a full adaptation, and it has 52 episodes, so we at this moment in time, the only important thing is Yo's eventual battle with Rin, right? And speaking of which, we also learn a little bit more about Rin's family and so on and so forth, and that is quite important as well, because that's actually going to be the basis of another quite upcoming arc here, and that is going to be an actual full-fledged arc. In fact, I would say that for me, Shaman King really starts once we get into that particular arc, right? Because that's when all the technically the main characters have been introduced and whatnot, and we're starting to go forward with the series. We're going to go forward with a lot of their actual abilities, and the action really starts to ramp up instead of this very how can I say this, very individualistic battles that we have right now, very sparse battles that we have right now. That's when the action is going to start ramping up, and we get to see a lot of different cultures and abilities and so on and so forth. So, and yeah, that is pretty much that all for this episode. It's just an in-between arc. We're going to learn more about the various families and so on and so forth in the next episode. And we had this little spat between Manta and Yo, which wasn't really one. In fact, they nearly, in a lot of shonens, this kind of would be drawn out a little bit, right? And then we would have an emotional reunion and whatnot. But no, that Shaman King doesn't do things this way. It's just like, oh hey, you showed up. And they just like, there's not even a sorry or I forgive you, that kind of thing. It's just like, okay, we're cool now. We're buds again, right? It's just like Yo himself, it's definitely quite chill. The series is quite chill when we go into situations like this one. The lack of chill, well, that is going to be something in the future, and definitely not in regards to Yo here. So yeah, I don't think there's really too much else to add to this episode, so let us just view it as such, and I'll see you guys in the next week, which should be the actual battle between Yo and Ren. So see you guys next time, and bye bye.